This will be the 6th round of the current league. Trying to get a decent record here. Bit of an iffy hand, but I think it's functional enough to keep. I prefer to be going second so I could use the therapy on turn 1, but that's alright. Anyway, I did start out 0-2, but then I won the next 3, so if I can win this too, I'll have a pretty good record. Haven't had a 3-3 in a long time. Island. That can mean a lot of stuff. Yeah, I'll go for the wall. Try to accelerate out what I've got. Opt. Yeah, it's probably just mono blue dreadnought. Which would be fine. I do have Vigilante and therapy to back it up. Counterspell. Huh. That was a miss. I've got like everything but counterspell. That's pretty funny. Alright, well, in that case... I mean, I guess my next best guess would be Impulse, and I would have missed on that too, so I don't know. But yeah, it does look like, I guess... I mean, with Factor Fiction, it's probably not a Dreadnought build, it's probably Psychatog. Chain of Vapor is a little bit of a weird inclusion. I guess it's like a tied Psychatog. I gotta make sure I didn't F6 through this. There we are. Okay, so now that they've tapped out, I'm gonna hit that Factor Fiction. There we are. Okay. So I got my value out of it, getting rid of their most dangerous card. And hopefully, hopefully they won't just rip into another one. Let's see what I can draw here. That Bone Shitter is going to be completely useless, it looks like. Yeah, that Guinea counter definitely makes it look more Psychatog-ish. Anyway, I'm out of known counters. They just have this Chain of Vapor. Really need to draw well, and that's actually a fantastic rip. I'll gladly play it. Even if they chain it, it's still basically them choosing a card instead of it being at random. I mean, it is better than that. They don't take the damage and they have an opportunity to counter it. Anyway, that's officially the last known spell. Ooh. That's a great draw. I'm going to go for the Spectre first, though, because the Spectre sort of provides protection. Not cool. What am I going to get here? I want Psychatog and Mental Note on different piles, probably. And I want Smother in whatever the bad pile is. I don't want to give them Psychatog and Counterspell, but I also don't want to give them Psychatog and Smother. But I also don't want to give them Smother. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a good it's a good flip. So I think it has to be that. Note, Counterspell, River, or Psychatog and Smother. Alright, so they've gone for Tog and Smother. That is unfortunate. They didn't play anything. Ooh, I really don't like that. Guess I'll attack first and soak up the Smother. Duress was a great draw, actually. Probably have another Factor Fiction. I mean, it's really awful for me that they ended up with another one. Counterspell. I mean, I guess they should have counterspelled that, but probably won't make much of a difference. Play that Muse and be done. I mean, the whole Smother thing. Maybe I should have played the Muse first. Huh. Wow. Okay, let's take stock of what they've got. So, next turn they'll have 2 Power Psychatog, 2 from their hand, and then... So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. They can do a lot to me, but they can't quite do enough. So the question is, do I play Shredder with no target and then follow that with Worm, and then I guess, I don't know, it's really not good as a chump blocker though. Okay, so I'll lose 4. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna play the Muse and end the turn. I'll take 1 hit, I guess. Man, I don't know. I would draw a bunch of cards. I basically need one of them to be Cabal Therapy. Okay, so that would make it +5 with just the graveyard. Yeah, I'm just going to take it. Single blocking is awful. Double blocking is bad. I need to just take it and then hope that these draws I get make up for what I'm losing. Okay, they didn't hit me as hard as I feared. That's good. I mean, they could easily just never hit me again after that. Alright. Do I attack first? Yeah, I think I will. Yeah, Muse is so good. I drew 5 cards that turn. Not bad. But I'll be dead in 2 turns, potentially. So, there is that. Okay, so right now I could play Shredder and Wall of Blossoms and Birds of Paradise. I don't want to take 1 damage because that cuts me down by an entire turn with Muse. Really don't like that. I don't know. I think I'll go for the wall. Let's see what I draw with it. Spectre. Huh. Now I could go Bird Inspector, maybe? That would keep me from taking more damage. Man, I really don't like not playing Tempting Worm, but just do not want to go to 8. Okay, so it looks like they have a counter. I'll play this, and it'll end up just being double chump block if they attack instead of just hanging back. Okay, they are going for the attack. I'm going to block, and I'm going to block. There goes the last known card. And I'm shrinking their Psychatogs down pretty substantially, which is nice. I mean, it won't take much for them to present lethal pretty soon, but still, having them not be able to stand my Tempting Worms as much is kind of a big deal. Let's get that attack in. Hopefully next turn, I can just attack with everything and kill them. Yep, here we go. Three Tempting Worm in the same turn. Awesome. Really need to hope the opponent doesn't draw well. Nice. That was close, but an awesome game. Anyway, into the sideboard. Faceless Butcher, I definitely want. This is for sure a matchup where it helps to have it. And everything else is pretty bad. I'll take the Shredder out, obviously. I mean, if I had to put something in, I don't know. I mean, Torment Script isn't good. They can just manage their Psychatog in a way where it has very little effect. Plague Spitter is just awful. Feeder is clearly wrong. Naturalize doesn't help. They'll probably have something to naturalize, I would think, between Graveyard Hate and possibly Dystopia. Really hope they don't have Dystopia. But yeah, I mean, I think it just has to be this. Let's take a pass through. Yeah, it's just a matchup where one card comes in. All right. Okay, here we go. This will be the second game. Opponent mulligan to 6 on the play. Island and main phase mental note. No reason to play it on the main, but I mean, honestly, it doesn't matter at all. We got Birds of Paradise. And I'm really glad to have a second survival because, I mean, their counterspells are very diversified. Like last game, I play Therapy on counterspell, and they have Mana Leak and Prohibit. Ooh, wow. That was a great draw. That's exactly what I needed. Counterspelling it. Nice. Drop that survival and the turn. Interesting that they went so deep and yet never saw a tide if they're playing Chain of Vapor. I don't know. I mean, Chain and Tide is such strong synergy. If I were playing Psychatog, I think I'd feel kind of compelled to make it a Tide deck. What do I have here? Discard orangutan. Squee. Discard Squee. I'm gonna go get Mesmeric Fiend and try to catch a Fact or Fiction with it. Glad to have Fiend back. This build really leans more into the discard, which I really like. Alright, looks like they have something for it. And there's like a ton of stuff they could potentially have to undo it, but at least it starts the process of punching through their defenses. Ooh, that was a really favorable time for a gush for me. Force Spike, nice. I love Force Spike, it's such an awesome card. I really like it alongside a gush, because, I mean, I don't know, like even my mono blue Dreadnought deck only has 2 days, because you just don't want to bounce your... you just don't want to bounce even more islands when you're already playing for a gush. Alright, so we'll just continue the process of punching through here. Go get Hypnotic Spectre. Hit them with Cabal Therapy. I mean, I should have played the therapy first, but whatever. Mana Leak. Yeah, once again they have multiples. That's funny. But Prohibit is not going to counter Hypnotic Spectre. No, you see that lined up perfectly. Play the Spectre. Yeah, fortunately I didn't. I mean, it was a very minor mistake, but I'm glad to have not paid a price for showing them what I was getting with Survival prior to playing the therapy. Now their hand is quite strong. Ooh, Psychatog. Okay. Pretty glad they played that. I don't think it's going to help them. I really don't think it's going to help them specifically more than keeping counter mana up would help them. Okay, so let's start with an attack. I know they don't have Wonder because I've seen all their cards. Prohibit. Not bad. I am going to have to hit Fact or Fiction on Flashback this turn, though. Anyway, let's discard Squee. And yeah, I'm just not afraid of the Psychatog yet. So I'm going to do... Yeah, once again, I'm kind of messing up the order. It would have been smarter to play Wall of Blossoms first. I really should think this stuff out beforehand. But I'm going to get Big Tempting Worm, I think. I mean, or alternatively, I could get Genesis, pitch that, and then play another Hypnotic Spectre, and then sack the bird. I don't know. I feel like I really want to sack the Wall of Blossoms, though. So I'll get Tempting Worm. I'll play Wall of Blossoms. Nice. And here comes the Big Tempting Worm then. Yeah, I messed that up pretty bad. Could have worked in Genesis here if I were more careful. Though on the other hand, do I really want Squee and Genesis in my graveyard instead of just Genesis still in the deck so I can perhaps come back from a crypt? Like, it's not like they're a deck that can kill Survival. Anyway, let's hit Fact or Fiction. now I guess I have a land to cash in the Bailoth with. Okay, so they're just main phasing the deep analysis. They must be smothering something. Probably the Spectre. Oh, Ghastly Demise. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I'm still not in danger. They can only pump by 6 with their graveyard, and they only have 2 cards. Even if they have Gush. I believe I'm still not dead. I'm not going to do the math. Can't stop it anyway. Doing some graveyard pump. Gain their points in while they can, I guess. Alright. Let's get with that Bailoth. And what do I want? Is it time for Faceless Butcher now? It might be. Yeah, you know what? It is. I'm gonna get Faceless Butcher. Last card is Circular Logic. Nice. So now I'll play the Butcher, get rid of the Psychatog. Make another Tempting Worm. And it's looking really bleak for the opponent right now. I don't think they can possibly get out of it. Yeah, that's it. They're just dead. Well, not dead, but beyond recovery. Alright, well, there we are. I went 4-0 after an 0-2 start. The deck performed pretty well, even with the changes. So, I don't know. I'm pretty sure they're an improvement overall. I'll have to test it some more, I suppose.